dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, episode 224. 224, almost 225.
That's the
Hi,
number that
Chris,
comes
how are
after
you?
it. I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing fan-frickin-tastic.
Let's see. We got our ceiling fans synchronized, and
We do. We got that synchronized, AC synchronized. It is nice having AC again, I got to say that.
I when I came up to your house, and oh god, it's almost a month ago now, to help you with a little help with the move. I walked into the house. It was hot when I got to Minden, driving it from San Jose, and I was like, holy crap. And I walked into the house and I was like, I got a little chill. I had goosebumps,
Icebox.
It was, and I'm like, this is pretty nice. So, I mean, you haven't had AC at your house in San Jose in quite a few years.
For several years. It's been like 8 years.
You just ripped it out.
I ripped it out. I just ripped it out. I couldn't afford to run it.
Well, yeah.
It was expensive. It wasn't very efficient. The house, it had vaulted ceilings, so it wasn't efficient. So it was just, I'm just like, when it got super hot, I lived the Lance life in my backyard.
That's right, because you had a 30 amp outlet out.
Oh yeah,
so
I had hookups out back, so I'd plug in the camper and crank that thing on high, and I could hang meat in there. It'd be like 60 degrees. It was freaking awesome. Just sleep in there, and get up in the morning. It'd be cool, and go take a shower and head into work. So
right on, man.
Yeah,
well, now you don't have to worry about that, even though you still have the Lance Life option in your backyard.
I do have the Lance Life option, but I don't have any big outlets. We definitely we got plenty of power. But I don't have power distributed around the facility yet, so that will be happening here soon.
You need to get that figured out, because I need 30 amps.
I already got it. I already got it figured out. I just got to do it now. It's just, give me a chance. I'm just getting things moved in.
I'm on my way right now. I better have 30 amps when I get there.
Okay, great. Get right on that. It'll be a cord from the dryer plug out the window.
Hey, when I was up there, it was hot, and I had my Lance camper, and I was, parked, leveled. And I got to say, that's a nice yard you have where I set up, and I was almost immediately level. I was
yeah.
I just dropped my jacks to keep it from moving around.
And you plugged into the outlet. You had AC, right?
Yeah, I had a regular 110 outlet, and my AC kicked on. No sweat, man. I had a great night's sleep there. It was cool at night, so the AC didn't need to run. But
that's the nice thing. It does cool down here. It does cool down. But we don't want to turn this into house talk like Jimmy and Tyler. So I just listened to their latest episode, and Jimmy was talking about that's all he's been doing. He hasn't been wheeling much. They got out to the Marlin Crawler Roundup. But,
that's right.
Yeah, and then they were out at Trek, so that was good. But
am I bad that I haven't listened to an episode of theirs in probably 2 months?
Oh my gosh, really?
I don't know what's going on. I'm so far behind, it's not even funny. But
I listened to an episode of Trail Chasers today coming back from my buddy's parents' house there, and it was a good one. But they get off the rails big time, and
they get into their theories and all that stuff, and they start talking about movies. We could do all that shit too, but
we just talk about Caddyshack and Super Troopers
and Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, and Blazing Saddles. Don't forget Blazing Saddles. Speaking of Caddyshack, did you see Ian Johnson's new video that he released?
I did.
What'd you think?
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I started to download it, and then I got a phone call, and then it went sideways for me. It just came out Friday.
Yeah.
But when we were there, he was finishing up the smart car, and he was talking that they were going to do this video, and I go, oh, I can't wait for this to be released.
It's worth a watch. That's for sure.
Okay.
So,
So it's on. What's the? We'll have to sync that in. Maybe put it in the show notes what the link is to that.
Okay.
It is. Let's see. It is. What we got going on here? No. It's. Is it Motor Trend?
I'm not even sure.
Ian, let's see. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, you look it up. I'm gonna.
He didn't. It's a story, and it dropped.
Yeah, it's on IG. But I mean, he's also just poured a foundation for an expansion to, I don't know if it's an expansion to his existing shop or if it's a whole new building he's building on his property. But that looks like it's gonna be pretty badass.
Oh yeah, no, that's an additional Miracle Trust building. So that's what I'm targeting and building at my house is a structure like that. That'll be my shop. It's going to be 4,001 square feet, 1 square foot bigger than Randy Slosson's shop.
Oh man, you had to go there
because that's the only thing I could beat him at.
Well, life is
shop envy.
He who wins with the most, dies with the most toys wins. I don't necessarily believe in that theory, but
I don't know. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, right. You find your rubber band douche?
No. But the new Can-Am came out.
Yeah, dude. So I finally saw pictures of the new Can-Am, and I'm like, that is a trippy front suspension setup. And I'm not, like you were saying, I mean, it doesn't take anything bigger than 35s. Well, in a 2-seat Can-Am, that's probably 35s are probably more than enough. But boy, that's a interesting suspension setup they've got on there.
It is, and it's getting a lot of hate because immediately people are saying, "Oh, well, you can only put a 35-inch tall tire on there." Well, I think somebody put 37s and was able to clear, but I don't know. I don't understand that world that much, but I don't know. 40s on a side-by-side are pretty freaking huge.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And like I said, I mean, shit. It's like 35s on my Jeep look pretty big, but if it was a 4-door Jeep, you want to go to 37s or 38s, right? I mean, it's kind of a wheelbase thing. So if you're are they going to be releasing that Can-Am in a 4-seat option too?
I have to imagine. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm hoping that the 2023 models go on sale here soon. So maybe I'll just pick up a new one. I don't know. I just haven't been able to focus on that.
Hashtag Jason Green money.
I need somebody to just tell me call this number and pick it up.
An intervention?
Yeah, intervention. I do need that.
Stop spending money.
Next weekend, my buddies are coming up with their rubber band douche coupes and going to go exploring out here. So I don't know. I'm going to have to follow them around in the buggy or
wait. Are you going to stay home for Labor Day weekend?
I am home. I typically stay home for Labor Day weekend. Yes.
Wow.
That is the one weekend that I stay home because it's just the last hoorah and it's just a shit show. And I don't like shit shows anymore.
Well, you should probably head out to Moon Rocks and see what kind of shenanigans and shit shows going on out there.
I take that back. I like KOH, and that's a huge shit show. So, anyways.
Right on. Did you find that's the story on IG for Ian Johnson, right?
Yes, it was a story, but it's gone. So I don't know I think it was Motor Trend. I don't know. You're gonna have to look it up.
That's what I saw. The one on IG.
Tire Garage. Let me see. Maybe he's got a link in there or something, but I'm not seeing the.
All right. Well, it is what it is. I mean, it was funny. It was Caddyshack-esque. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
On that note, one of the big things coming up in the near future is the Crandon race, the Crandon Classic, the time for the big house up in Wisconsin.
We were supposed to be there this year, didn't we? Say we were going next year.
Yeah,
and then next year.
Well, you decided to completely derail this year a little bit with your actions. So,
I had to get something going here. I've been working on this for a year and a half. So,
right.
Cheers.
We've been all been waiting and with bated breath for Jason to figure his shit out, and he finally did. So,
yeehaw! I don't know if I got my shit figured out, but I'm definitely loving the Nevada lifestyle.
Well, there you go.
So go ahead about Crandon.
Crandon Classic is racing from August 31st through September 4th. So it's big action, big racing, all sorts of stuff happen over the Labor Day weekend up in Wisconsin, like we just mentioned. And they had a freaking full ass schedule, man. It's like I just mentioned to you in pre-show that Kiss is going to be there. The band,
Kiss, the band Kiss.
With Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and all those
Simmons guys. With the long ass tongue.
Yeah, I'm sure his wife likes that. But
wow, okay, that's why we have the explicit rating, boys and girls.
Well, he is married to a Playboy Playmate. So
That's correct.
So was it Shannon Tweed, I think
As I would be too if I was a rock star.
Right. So, but yeah, I'm looking at the schedule. They got tons of stuff, man. I mean, they got racing, they got pits. They got racing every freaking day, starting on the 31st. They've got practices. This is a pretty small screen. I can't see everything, but, it's as we always hear, and it's going to be live, streamed. You can go to, ultra4usa.com/the-crandon-classic, and you can see all the stuff there. They've got the home screen, they got the schedule, they got to watch it live. They're going to be, there's a ton of racing goes on. They got trophy trucks, they've got Ultra 4, they've got side-by-sides, they got kid races. It's pretty exciting stuff.
It is, and they put on a hell of a show, and that track is crazy. So, Justin Hall is going to be out there defending his two-time champion.
That's right.
In his class.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know I just saw some fresh meats on his car and loading up. So he's working his way that direction, and then he comes back and gets married.
Gets married. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
We'll all be there.
I get to officiate that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You're still official to officiate?
I am.
Do you have to renew that every year? Do you have to get like DPR hours or?
I do. You got to go to marriage counseling and classes and stuff. Yeah, it's a big thing. So
this is the funniest thing. A guy that's never been married doing marriages just cracks me up.
Well, hey, any way that I could facilitate other people being unhappy, I'm all for.
Jesus Christ!
There you go. I mean, happily married, unhappily married. That didn't come out right. I don't know.
50% of marriages end up in divorce. You know what the number one cause of divorce is?
That's right. What?
Marriage.
Yeah. That's good. Well,
I don't know.
There's another. I can't even say it right now. It's not even dark out. I can't. I got to curb that thought. But anyways,
my parents are divorced, so I'm a product of a broken house.
Well, it's the we were talking about this the other day. You go through these life cycles, right? These life events or whatever. So as you graduate high school, and then a few years later, your friends are like getting married, and then there's kids and all that, and you're going to all these weddings and stuff, right? And then as you get older, then you graduate, college, and still doing the weddings and whatever, and then kids, then it's graduations and stuff, and then it's like, then it's your parents' friends are passing away.
God.
It's like, oh crap, and then
way to bring the show down, man.
No, then you get to this point where I'm in this stage right now where a lot of my friends are divorced or divorcing or thinking about divorce or talking about divorce. So,
right.
It's a wild stage, and then it's like, then our friends are passing away, and then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
that's when I'm sitting on the rocking chair on my front porch, just going back and forth, and just everything's okay. It'll be fine. We're okay. Everybody's
breathe. Take a deep breath.
Good.
It's all good. It's all good. You're good. Anyway, back to Crandon.
Yeah. So crazy.
Shannon Campbell's also heading up there. I saw on IG that he and his fiance Jess are already there, I believe, and I think she's a local girl she grew up in
she's from Wisconsin, and Cheese did her good.
Right.
We got a wedding coming up. We got invited to their wedding. How about that?
That's super awesome. I mean, come on, are you kidding me? That's gonna be the party of the century there.
I'm gonna start prepping now. My liver, just get it ready.
Oh shit! Was that?
I got my Czech liver. I got new batteries in my Czech liver light and everything. Yeah, that is gonna be off the frickin' chains, as the kids say.
We'll have Dave Code, our lawyer, set you up with some of that swill that he brought to Meadow Lake.
Should we bring Lorenzo?
Oh shit!
With that, he would. I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about that off air.
Is he rated for helicopter flight? Maybe he could fly us from Phoenix Airport up to.
You don't want him flying. Although he's been doing better, but he took off to the casino with that $100. You know what he came back with?
How'd that turn out?
Yeah, not good. He came back with no money, but he had a couple vouchers for a couple free buffet vouchers. So he was pretty proud of himself.
Did they rough him up at all?
He was gone for about 8 hours, 7-8 hours.
Jesus,
smelled like cigarette smoke.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's the one thing about Nevada. Casinos allow smoking. So
yeah, but yeah, he had fun. I said that's good. Now that'll be another few months before you get to go out again.
You got him chained up.
He's trying to get out right now. He can't, huh? Door's locked. Can't open that door, can you? Mm-hmm. There you go. He just flipped me off with his hoof.
How does that work?
That's not very nice, Lorenzo.
Interesting.
Nice. The high hoof.
Well, at least you didn't go into a big hole with debt for that excursion to the Carson CVI, the Carson Valley.
Carson Valley Inn. That's a great place. Great place.
It is. We went
good
in
steakhouse,
there midnight and
good diner
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Crandon, it'll be on, I'll put a link in the show notes for the Crandon
we'll give our results next week.
And we'll give results next week. Hopefully, good luck to Justin and Shannon, the people we know that are going to be there. That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, Levi Shirley. I mean, all the big dogs are going to be there. So
stay out of the water.
Stay out of the water. Stay out of the water. Is that the water one? No.
Yeah, it is. Isn't that where Bailey Cole went into the water there?
Is that Crandon?
I think it's Crandon.
I cannot confirm or deny at this point. I think you're right. I think you're right. But I can't. Yeah. We need to circle back with him. We haven't. He's a working man now. He works at Yukon here in Axel.
I know. So
yeah. Anyways,
next week we'll have results.
All right, and then we got Trail Hero coming up.
That's
Trail
right.
Hero is less than 5 weeks away.
Holy
shit. I have so much to do. Oh, boy. And then James has been blowing up my phone. He's been doing all kinds of things to his buggy, and the oil accumulator, oil sump blew out today.
Oh, boy.
Last night. He had the Exxon Valdez underneath his buggy this morning.
What the hell?
So I had to go. I was coming back from Eagle Lake area, which is up above Susanville.
Yep.
California, really northern part of California. And James goes, "Hey, could you stop by Summit Racing, the Summit Racing in Reno, Nevada?" Mm-hmm. And I go, "Yeah, it's on my way home." He goes, "Yeah, just give him this part number. And they have it in stock, and then they can pull it out, and they'll measure, because the dimensions that they were giving online was like overall length with a valve, and he needs to know the canister length to make sure it was the same one." Anyways, I go in there, they're super helpful, super nice, and I go, "Hey, I need to pull this part if you could so I can measure it." And he goes, "Oh, show and tell." I go, "You actually call it show?" He goes, "Yeah, that's what we call it, show and tell." He says, "People come in all the time, want to pull 3 or 4 parts to see what's going to fit and whatever, because a lot of custom, when you start customizing your rig, you got to start figuring stuff out." Anyways, so I'm like, well, that's cool.
One size does not fit all.
So then they brand new box, and the guy's got a staple remover. You know how they staple the boxes together with those
the big brass
they're terrible.
Staples.
Yeah,
I hate those things. They always
he had the staple remover.
Myself on them,
and I'm like, well, that's freaking badass. There's a tool for everything,
right?
And he pulls it out, gives me a tape measure, and I measure it. I got James on the phone. I'm like, yep, 16 inches, and the oil sump is 12. So. Anyways, there was a joke in there somewhere. I don't know if you got it, but so I go, okay, it's 16, and he goes, "Perfect, that's what I need." And I said, "Okay, you want me to buy it?" He goes, "I've already ordered it." Well, then I'm like, "What the fuck did I go here for?" He goes, "Just to verify that that's the right one." I'm like, "All right, verified, gone."
Wow.
But I ended up picking up something that I've always needed and wanted, but didn't know I needed or wanted.
A wife.
No. Grease gun. Grease guns?
You don't have a grease gun?
No, I've got several grease guns. Okay,
yeah,
but grease guns to store are they suck. Okay, they leak out oil if you store
grease,
them.
But yeah,
but it's like liquefied grease at the bottom.
You don't use it enough.
Well, I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't use it daily. But there's one of those grease gun holders. So it snaps in, it holds the hose, and then it's got the little tray at the bottom to catch, any oil that comes out of the grease gun. Yeah. because I had it stored underneath my workbench at my home for 20 years in San Jose. And there was a little Exxon Valdez, oil slick underneath there. And I'm like, no, I can't have that in Nevada. We got to be environmentally conscious here in Nevada. Right. So I was like, I saw that. I just, walking through the showroom and I saw that. I go, I need that. And so I bought one of those today.
Well, good for you. That's awesome. Can't walk out of the store empty-handed.
No, you can't. Out at Summit, it's so cool. No, and they got speakers in the parking lot. They were cranking Metallica in the parking lot on their power poles, the light poles. They had speakers.
That's
and they were cranking Metallica.
Away.
Huh?
That's to keep the homeless from parking.
Oh, is that what it is?
Probably.
I don't know. Well, it is Reno. I guess there is homeless in Reno.
Oh, fuck yeah. They're homeless everywhere, dude.
Not in Minden, Nevada. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'll be in your driveway. I'll be homeless.
Yeah, you the homeless show up at my house. All these damn RVs.
That's why you need to put in 30 and 50 amp service.
There is going to be a gate. I got to get a gate installed this winter.
Yeah, and a turret.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. I like it. So I do have a story about Nevada DMV. Can I tell it?
Sure, why not? Is it cuss words?
It's a happy ending.
Oh, shit.
I never thought I'd use happy and DMV in the same sentence. But the one thing I will say is that the Carson Valley DMV is impacted severely because they shut down the Tahoe DMV during COVID.
Oh, they did.
And I think they shut down another one, too. So it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get an appointment online for Carson. And they don't allow walk-ins. So I'm like, okay. So I made a couple appointments, not knowing if I could get it done in one shot, and I didn't. Because you got to have your when you bring a vehicle into the state of Nevada, it has to be VIN verified. And
they need to see it.
Yeah, a peace officer can do it. You can go to the DMV. They have a kiosk that can do it. I went to Les Schwab, too. Les Schwab does it here. So anyways, I got a few of my vehicles VIN verified. I go down there and then, applied for the California or I said, hey, I'm from California. I need a Nevada license. She goes, okay,
get out.
No, this was great. So it took a while. It took like an hour from my appointment time to get seen. But it was very organized, very clean. And so I got this really nice lady, and I told her, here's what I got to do. And she goes, okay, let's do your license first. And I have a real ID. And I said, hey, does all this transfer over to Nevada? She goes, yep, you've already been through the process. I said, perfect. But I had to do an eye test, right? And I was looking at the eye, there's no eye charts up on the top.
It's a monitor.
It was like a 1970s stereograph deal.
Oh, shit.
You put your head in.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, okay, read the top line on the left. FTPZ. Okay, cool. All right, read the one in the middle, which is both your eyes, right? The left was your left eye. Middle is both eyes. So that was ZYX, whatever it was, 3 letters. And then she goes, read the right one. And I'm like, I don't see a right one. And she goes, do you have a bad right eye? And I go, no, that's my best eye. She goes, reposition your head. Because it's like when you look through binoculars and if you don't have them adjusted just the right.
Black circle.
Yeah. So then I repositioned, then I saw it, and I'm like, oh yeah, ZYX.
Stroking out, man.
I was like, I don't see a right one. So she was laughing, and she goes, oh no, you're good. And then, so I got my license, and then, so when you register a vehicle, you have to surrender your plates from your state. So I handed her the California plates for my truck. And she takes them and looks at them and slams them into the garbage can.
Wow.
And she looks at me and she goes, oh, I hope I didn't offend you. And I said, absolutely not. I said, all my friends and family knew that there was 2 happy days in my life coming up. 1, when I got a Nevada address. 2, when I got rid of my California plates and put on Nevada plates. So she was laughing. She was from California as well, 8 years ago. So, yeah. Anyways, so I got Nevada plates on the Shelby and the truck and the dirt bike. Now I got to do the Jeep and the other trucks, and then we'll be set.
So, right on. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was a very pleasant DMV experience.
That surprises me that the eye test is this old,
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's an old ass machine, but I'm like, but it prevents people from trying to memorize the eye chart, and it's like, well, my vision's still good. I mean, it's I can tell on the really fine print. I'm having to use my phone to take a picture and then blow it up, like on a label or something. But no, I'm good in dimly lit restaurants. I can still see the menus and stuff, so I'm still good.
Well, there you go. That's good. I just recently had an eye exam. I hadn't been to my eye doctor in probably 4 or 5 years, and so I visited him, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm wearing my new prescription glasses right now.
You look good.
I know.
You look studious. Is that what it is? Studious?
Well, my prescription changed a little bit, but what was weird about the equipment's always changing and evolving at the optometrist's office, the eye doctor, whatever.
Yes.
And the technician that was in there before I saw Dr. Faith, he's like, "Have you ever done VR?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, we're doing VR now." So he gives me this
virtual reality?
Yeah, VR, virtual reality headset that I strap to my face. And
for eye test?
Yeah, and they do all the little blinky shit that, have you ever, you've had your eyes done, right?
Not in a long, long time.
Well, they give you a thing, a clicker in your hand, and it's like you got to look at the dot in the middle, and then they have these it's like checking your peripheral vision to see what's going on in your off axis and whatnot. And I'm sure I missed stuff, but yeah, it's like it's totally changed. They don't have like a standard eye chart on the wall anymore. Right. It's just a monitor that changes depending on what the doctor wants you to look at and so forth. So it's always evolving. And then the devices he uses were completely different than before that. I don't know what they call those machines that they left eye, right eye.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. But anyway, my prescription changed a little bit, and my new glasses, I don't strain my eyes as much, which is nice. Good. So
did there's a couple stories that reminded me about eye doctor. Do you remember Dr. Vaughn from the country club? Eye doctor, Dr. Vaughn. That was the last time I went to the eye doctor. He died like freaking 18 years ago.
Yeah.
But Dr. Vaughn was hilarious. He was a great guy. He actually was a good golfer too. But I remember his eyebrows were like caterpillars. He had like massive eyebrows. And he'd be like looking at you, examining you, right? And as these caterpillars are...
Were they connected? Unibrow?
No, it wasn't a unibrow, but they were just massive freaking eyebrow. Anyways, Dr. Vaughn was great. God rest his soul.
Right.
But anyways, the other one is, we've talked about Brew Stew before. It's that cartoon on YouTube. It's called Brew Stew, BREWSTEW, Brew Stew. Look up Brew Stew Eye Doctor. It is the funniest freaking thing ever.
Seen that before.
It is so freaking good. Look it up. You can thank me later. Our listening audience, you will not be disappointed with that one. And if you are, you probably should listen to our podcast because it's along the same lines of our humor. It is great, though. It is really freaking funny. So look up Brew Stew Eye Doctor.
All right.
You're welcome.
I'll look that up. Boy, I got a lot of sediment in my wine here right now.
So what are you drinking?
I am drinking...
Let's talk wine and whiskey. You talk wine, I'll talk whiskey.
I am drinking a 2016 Petite Syrah from Bent Creek Winery. I opened this bottle last night.
16.
Yeah, it's drinking really well. I'm at the bottom. I've got the dregs on in my glass right now. You can see that. Well, it wasn't as.
I love Petite Syrah.
It's the biggest of the big, right?
It is. It is.
It's super good. It's full bodied. It's got a great color, a great nose. It's a big wine, and it's one of my older bottles. I'm looking at I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but
you got the donkey. You got the donkey pourer on there.
My ass, yeah.
Your ass pourer. That didn't sound good. Okay.
But it's super good. The bottle's done. I'm going to probably open another bottle tonight because I don't have to work tomorrow. Tonight's an off night for me. So
yeah,
party a little bit, and yeah. So I might. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, Craig was over last night, and we were drinking a little bit of that old Suntory whiskey.
Oh yeah, a little smoke there, a little light smoke.
Light smoke. It's but that bottle's probably not too long for this world. It's getting pretty low. Working through my inventory a little bit here, but I know that I keep getting texts and emails from Sealbacks. And,
dude, we got to order some of that chat whiskey through them and
absolutely
give that a try. Their prices are really good.
They are,
and I'm trying to figure out how they do it, but I would like to place an order and see, how it works out, because they've got some really good and some hard to get whiskeys. And if you can just go online and click and order and www.whiskey.com and it shows up on your doorstep, that's pretty good.
Exactly. I mean that, and I'm going to I'll communicate with you and James when we get to the point when I get to the point that I want to place an order.
You might want to loop Jimmy Jett in there too. He likes his whiskey too.
Who's Jimmy Jett?
Jimmy Jett.
Who's that?
Jimmy Jett Black? Stop
Snail
it.
Trail.
Well, I wasn't going to say Snail Trail, but I just said, Snail Trail.
I like Jimmy. I talked to him on the phone the other day. He's doing well. So, he was telling me he and his wife were going to go camping this weekend, and I was a little jealous, but
Well, you should go camping.
I need to go camping. I need to get there's too much shit going on in my real world life, and
I know,
way too much shit. So hopefully, when October arrives, at the beginning of October, I've got greens verification, and then things will.
What are you doing next weekend? Labor Day.
Work.
Oh, you are working.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to
come up here.
I'll take Sunday and Monday. Maybe I might drive. Come on drive out of town.
I got a few people coming up that you know.
I have a bed.
You can have a bed.
All right. I'll see what I can do. I mean, I don't like to drive.
You can have Lorenzo's bed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but coming up 88 is great. That's not like a touristy highway like 50 and 80.
No, it's a lot. It's more casual drive. A little bit longer of a drive, but it's super cash. Once you get above Pioneer, just nothing up there.
Oh, it's great.
So
let's talk whiskey.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
So I got Leiper's Fork, which this is distillery that we went to. Well, one of my buddies, the winemaking buddy, Matt from Fernwood Cellars, went there a few years ago, and he told me about this place, and he goes, dude, if you're ever in Tennessee, you got to go check this place out. Well, we went to Tennessee, and Ian Johnson goes, hey, I booked us at Leiper's Fork, and I go, perfect, that's one of the distilleries I wanted to go to. It's freaking beautiful. It is nice. They got a 200-year-old plus cabin that they restored, and that's where the tasting room and everything is. And then they built a beautiful building to match it, like barn-esque building where they distill. And so this is 70% corn, 18% rye, and 15% barley. Okay. So it's bottled in bond, which means 100 proof.
Oh, 100. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, bottle and bond is always 100 proof.
That's back from Prohibition or something.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this is a small batch, limited Tennessee. This is what they call their Tennessee whiskey. It's aged in new American oak, and I got to tell you, it is freaking delicious.
Did you open that when we were down? I was down at your house. I think I had that. I really liked it.
It is super good. So they're in Franklin, Williams County there in Tennessee, and it's kind of an affluent area, and that it's a beautiful place. I love it. So, I brought this last night. And I apparently I got over the handlebars a little bit last night and went to bed early.
Really? Imagine that.
I was so freaking exhausted. It took me over 6 hours from San Jose to Minden on Friday night. I got caught in all the traffics.
Well, everybody's, this is the weekend before the holiday weekend. So a lot of people took off, and they're going to take the whole freaking week off, and they won't go back to San Jose.
They do? Well, that must be nice.
Yeah, dude. They're nice. Like you. They take as much time
like you. Oh, okay, great. JK.
I gotta throw them out. Throw it out there once in a while.
I'm writing a book and creating a seminar. You should come to the seminar.
Right. Perfect.
I once worked in kitchen. Now I own kitchen.
Oh,
anyways,
God.
So yes.
Well, it was crazy. What's the tasting like on that?
It is, what I like about this is, it's 100 proof, so it's got a little, bite to it, but it's mellow and it's not as smooth as Old Elk, but the flavor profile is incredible. It's because with the combination of the corn and rye and the barley being that ratio that they have, I mean, it is. I mean, you almost get like cereal, like Life cereal. You kind of get that Life cereal, honey caramel finish. Yeah, it's really freaking good. It is like the complete opposite of that shit that Dave served me up at Meadow Lake.
Would Mikey like it?
Mm-hmm. Mikey would like it. Look at nice tie-in. Nice tie-in. There you go.
Dating ourselves. Holy
Mikey
shit.
likes it.
Oh my God. Give it to Mikey.
Likes it.
That's going back. Google that, people. Mikey, Life cereal.
No, don't Google it. Google Bruce Stew, eye doctor. That's what you need to Google.
Bruce Stew. Right, exactly. Well, good. So
freaking great.
I know you got.
That's all I know.
That's all you know. Well, I know I've had that. I think I had it. I'm pretty sure I had it at your house a month ago or 2 months ago.
I'm going to get more of this. I don't know if it's on seal bags, and I don't know, but I need to get more of this. It is a great distillery. I bought a hat there. I bought a whiskey glass. It was a very cool place. I was all about it.
Well, I'll take a look. I mean, I get texts and emails from Sealbacks all the time, and I think I've got stuff in. That's probably why
they send out almost every day. They send out an email.
But I've got stuff in the shopping cart on their website.
Oh, you do? So, look at you. Okay.
That I've just probably. You left stuff in the shopping cart. You didn't finish this order.
Yeah. So, check that out.
But yeah, Sealbacks is cool. What's that?
What do you have going on?
Me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I talked to you before, but we've got my truck, my little Chevy truck. I took the time this morning to wash it before it got hot outside. But I mentioned to you driving home that the air conditioning compressor is starting to make some noise. So I got to make an appointment to get the truck into the dealership because it's still under warranty, and I want to have the AC looked at and repaired, replaced, whatever they need to do before it blows up and takes out my serpentine belt.
Yeah, you definitely. I told you better do that.
Yeah,
you better do that.
Funny story. I mean, I've seen an air conditioning compressor seize up and take out a serpentine belt. Before I bought my current Wrangler, I was shopping TJ's. It was a Rubicon TJ that I was looking at. The guy lived in Oakland, but he had his airplane stored in a hangar at Livermore Airport. And so we were talking. I'm like, hey, I'd like to take it for its test spin. He's like, well, I'm going to be in Livermore this afternoon or whatever. We set up a time to meet at the airport. And I was able to, we met on the public side of the airport where the terminal is. And we switched cars. I had my wife's minivan at the time, and he jumped in my wife's minivan, and I drove the Wrangler across the inside the fence around the runways over to the hangars. Yeah, and I drove it around. I tested everything, and it was great. I had a hard top. It was pretty nice, and then we talked some more, and I said, well, let me think about it, because I think he wanted a pretty fair price for it. And I said, this might be a good deal, because the TJs are coil sprung, and they're much better suspension than Leafs, and so anyway, we talked a little bit. I checked out his airplane. He had this cool I don't know what kind of airplane. It had a propeller on it, but it had a propeller and wings. That's freaking great. That's good. It wasn't jet powered, I guess. Well, actually, it was. It turns out it didn't. What? He had taken the piston engine out of it and made it a turbo prop turbine. So it had a turbo engine that turned the propeller engine, which was not factory. It was not factory. So turbine, right? So it was pretty cool. So we were checking that out, but whatever. And he's like, well, I got to escort you out and because he had to. Yeah, you got to punch in the code. Punch in the code to open the gate to get out of the airport. Security, yeah. So he fires up the Jeep, and all of a sudden you hear this horrible squealing sound. Oh no! And then the freaking smoke starts pouring out from under the hood, and she done. Smoke, and I'm like, it's like, I guess I'm not buying that. Nice. But it turns out the AC compressor had seized right then
it just
and there,
seized
and
up.
That was
Piece of cake.
That was the end of that. So he got it fixed, and he called me back, and that was a few weeks later. And by that point, I'd already bought my current vehicle, so the deal was
there
done.
you go.
But anyway, so yeah, they can definitely blow up violently. So I'm going to have that checked out here.
I told you
shortly to get it fixed.
Noises are not good.
Noises are not.
Mechanical sympathy.
Right.
Mechanical sympathy, right? Like, so all the best operators I've met of heavy equipment, any kind of equipment, right? Or even wheeling, it's having some mechanical sympathy and knowing, what your vehicle can do or what that tractor could do, what that D9 dozer could do. It's like you reach, everything has its limits. Obviously, a D9 dozer is pretty high limits, but if you hear something, I have not driven a D9. I've driven a D7. You've driven a D9?
About 50 feet.
No shit.
Oh, it was super cool.
Dude.
I've also operated a giant ass Caterpillar excavator.
Really?
Oh, that was super cool too.
Nice.
I was in the middle of a field, couldn't fucking.
Big equipment's fun.
Oh yeah. No,
but anyways, just having that mechanical sympathy is huge, and good operators are in tune with their equipment, and they're listening, they're feeling how the equipment is reacting to whatever they're doing. And I mean, there's times when I wish I didn't know what was going on mechanically with the buggy or whatever, the Jeep, when it's all bound up. There's a great video that Dave Wong just posted on IG. It's a little long. But it's of Woody Sweargin. I think I pronounced his last name right. But I hate mud, right? I hate mud.
Yeah.
That's at Sand Hollow, and he has a badass 4-steer buggy. And he is in the end of Nasty Half or Divorce or something. I don't know, but it's called Nasty Hole. And so he is all wadded up in this thing, undercut as fuck. And he worked at this thing for a good 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. I don't know. It's kind of a long video. But he worked it out of there. And it's interesting. And I love watching drivers of buggies in those situations to see how they handle it. Obviously, he was 4-steer and had that advantage, but that it's called the Woody Wiggle. He's kind of yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's kind of it's known, and so it's like working the wheel back and forth, your steering wheel back and forth. And I don't know how he got that moniker, but it's the Woody Wiggle, and it's shifting your front end over or working because your steering gets so bound when it's undercut. And it's you're putting pressure on, you're taking pressure off, putting pressure on, taking pressure off. And it freaking works. And there's that great video of, I got to figure out how to transfer that we got of Slauson and his trail bomber, that really, really lightweight trail bomber that he had in Windshield 3, and he was working the steering wheel like that, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Is this a drag axle bomber or this 4-wheel steer bomber?
No, it was the drag axle. They're really lightweight, very minimalistic. I mean, the thing didn't have a gauge on it. It had a starter button and a switch, and that's it, and a steering wheel.
That's like Eric Wicks's when I rode up.
No, but Eric's got a little bit more creature comforts. This thing was bare.
Yeah, he's got 2 gauges.
Yeah. And so, anyways, I was like, man, this is cool. So anyways, the Woody Wiggle, check out Dave Wong's IG, and you can see him working it in Nasty Hole.
All right.
That's why we have an explicit. Hey, I just went on to...
The Woody Wiggle and the Nasty Hole?
I just went on to Sealbacks to see if they have the Leiper's Fork bourbon. They have the bourbon whiskey for $79.99, and that is what you pay at the distillery.
Well, that's
like
great.
I say, these could be more, but they are getting. It says coming soon. This one that I'm drinking now, the Bottled and Bond Tennessee whiskey. So need to check that out.
Do they have a price on that or no?
Yeah, it's $79.99. I mean, $80. I'm telling you, it is a great deal. So. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay.
Check that out. Sealbacks.
Okay. Well,
all right. What do you got?
So I just wanted to cover. So it sounds like you got some guests coming into your house here shortly. So we're going to.
Yeah, I don't know how people found my address.
Well, I think Lorenzo probably is doing that. Do they have donkeys with them?
No, they don't have any donkeys.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. At least you're winning in that regard. So just to wrap this show up, I got a couple things. I don't know if I've mentioned it before on the show, but I've kind of honed my skills pretty well editing this show over the last 4 years. Yes, 4 years that we've been on, and 224 episodes.
Let's just kill it.
But I'm starting to branch out, and I'm offering my services to other podcasts to
offering your services
as an editor.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm just throwing the word out there. If anybody listening to this show has a podcast or knows somebody with a podcast that's looking for a professional editor with 4 years of experience, I'm your guy. You can email me directly at chris@wheelingwinewhiskey.com. And I will
there you go. Hashtag, what's that? Side hustle. Hashtag side hustle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and then I just want to give a shout out to Austin over at irate 4x4, who's been super awesome to us for the last over a year now, I believe.
Absolutely.
So, getting us all set up with the Barrel Society stuff and the forums, and which is, watch, listen, and discuss on his website. So, which is irate4x4.com. If you're not a member of irate4x4.com, man, go over there and
doesn't
sign
cost
up.
Anything.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's free. I mean, obviously, if you want to support the show, it's not quite free anymore. But absolutely free to be. Where is their website? Why am I not seeing
irate
it?
4x4. Watch, listen, and learn.
Watch, listen, and learn.
And you go past the other two podcasts that got on there: Snail Trail, Trail Chasers, and then Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. Unfortunately, we were not very smart in our name. We should have been AAA Wheeling Wine and Whiskey or something, or AA. We should have been AA Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
Like AA Ron.
You can figure it out from there. Yeah, AA Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, and then we move to the top. So maybe we will do a name change here.
Maybe we have to. We have to change all.
That
of
would
logos,
move us up to the top, and that would be freaking awesome.
Wouldn't that?
But yes,
annoy everybody.
Austin at irate has been awesome, and it's good because we're keeping it within the community, right? We're not giving our percentage to that Patreon page, and I think we've got pretty much everybody transferred over, but like 3 or 4 people, which we will be calling you.
A few stragglers.
And gently nudging you over to irate, but
irate and the Barrel Society, which
get on there. It's too late to get into this next. What do we call this? Appreciation, our Barrel Society appreciation. We got a really cool gift coming out.
Yep.
We're not like Snail Trail where it's every 3 or 5 months or whatever they do.
6 months, I think.
Yeah, something, I don't know. But we have given out some nice stuff. We give till it hurts here at the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast. And this next gift, and I got to give a shout out to Jimmy Jett. He reached out to us and said, hey, we want to do this like whiskey themed gift box. Are you guys in for your? And I go, abso-freaking-lutely. And it's a cool deal. And one of the items in that gift box is from Austin's wife.
That's right.
She has a little side hustle going, and so we're more than happy to keep it in the family, so to speak, and support them. So. Right. So that's what we got going on, and I'm looking forward to getting that gift box together out to our Barrel Society members. So the Old Elk Club, Elk Club. So there you go. We're cranking along. It's been a little chaotic this summer and in both our worlds, but I'm looking forward to Trail Hero and the fall. And, having the days get shorter, which forces me to be home inside, which means I will be on IG more, which means I will be, interacting more with with our people. So, so, and as as it is, people reach out to me on IG and, I'm usually respond within 24 hours unless I'm like off the grid, which happens occasionally. So
less often nowadays because the connectivity's definitely improved. But
way better.
Which could be a good thing and a bad thing.
And we got Starlink coming. We got
we
Starlink coming for Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, thanks to Nick Bailey.
Always staying current with technology.
Avalanche Technical.
That's right.
Is hooking us up. So I spoke to him today, and he is hooking us up with basically a 12-volt Starlink that he's been using, the one that was used in Rubicon Springs during the winter.
Yeah. Is he signing it?
Which was probably the first live feed from Rubicon Springs. So that was super cool. I got to do a live chat with him from Rubicon Springs in the snow. I think he drove in Ron Burgundy, his quad with the tracks called Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, the quad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyways, good stuff. And thank you, Nick, for working through that with us, because I am technologically, I wouldn't say technologically challenged, but I know enough to be deadly, but I'm definitely don't have a propeller hat like Chris. So it's good. So we'll have that next weekend.
Yeah, perfect. And we're going to need to pay for that. So we need more Barrel Society members.
Nice.
So other than that, how do they get a hold of us, Jason?
408-800-5169. 408-800-5169. Give us a call. We got some great calls last week from Meadow Lake.
Yeah, we did.
And I see there might be a couple new calls, come to think of it. I need to look here real quick. That just dawned on me. Some stuff came in. Let's see.
You can also email us at Chris or Jason at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. Yeah. And don't forget about the IG, which is at Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. Always a great way, as Jason was mentioning before, to get a hold of him. And as the days get shorter, and then he starts skiing at some point.
Then I start skiing, so good luck with that.
That's right.
Hey, we do have a new voicemail.
Oh, we do? Have you screened it? Or could we be?
No, I haven't screened it. We're going to listen to it together.
Going raw.
It's from our buddy, though.
Uh-oh.
Our buddy. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Why is this thing always? It's such a troublesome
iPhone
deal. It really is. It really is a troublesome deal. Okay, here we go.
You sure?
Here we go. Nope. Wow. Is the sound down? What's happening here? Oh, sound's down. Okay, here we go. That was my bad. I had my sound off.
Oh, boy.
I was just listening to the latest episode, thinking about titles for Jason's new podcast. I was thinking maybe like side-by-sides and seltzers. You could review all the rubber band douche scoops and then talk about Trulies and White Claws and, which ones you like the best. The mangoes, the raspberries, all that stuff. I think those would be two good topics to blend together. What do you guys think?
I like it. Side-by-sides and seltzers. I'm in.
Kevin Jones, Ultra 4 Jones.
Rubber band douche scoops and rum, though. I kind of like that one better. But side-by-sides and seltzers. I'll take it, Kevin.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe Golden Hammers comes out with a new seltzer. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, well, we got to get Kevin back on the show because he's got.
We do. He's like, I think he's one or two behind, and I tried to get Amber on today, but she wasn't back from ZukaCon yet. But we do need a ZukaCon update. She just got her fuel injection on the Suzuki, so she's got like 8 more horsepower.
A whole 8 whoop-hows?
Yeah, 8 more whoop-hows. It's going to be awesome. So, I don't know if she kept her. I bet she kept her rooftop tent on for ZukaCon. We'll see.
Is she going to be able to do smoky burnouts now?
I don't know. I don't think so. unless it's
ice.
Somebody spilled some gear oil on the ground or something, but we'll see.
Frozen lake.
Yeah, on a frozen lake, she could do some burnouts. We'll see. Anyways.
Oh my God. I did have one question.
Yes.
With all the weather that happened, because I hadn't been really trolling the internet much, but with all the weather that happened in the Sierras from that, Hurricane Hillary or whatever, or Tropical Storm Hillary that rolled up, did that have any impact on Barrett? Is Barrett still open?
Barrett's still open. Barrett is alive and well, and I don't know the specifics, but there was some regulation that was put on Barrick when it opened back up, right? Like it was closed for a long time. We honestly thought that those of us that had been in the area for a long time and dealt with all this stuff, we didn't think Barrett was ever going to open back up. Right. Shut down. We put a ton of money, and I say we, our 4-wheel drive community, put a ton of money in Bridge fundraiser.
Right.
And I went to a couple of those fundraisers and contributed heavily that I could at the time to that because I love that trail. And the bridge was built, trail was opened back up. There was a stipulation of, this trail being wet. So if it got a significant amount of rain and it was like, I don't know, a quarter inch or half inch for a certain amount of time within so many hours, the trail would close for the season. And it was deemed, winter too wet because it borders desolation wilderness.
Correct.
So it's a highly sensitive area, and you got hikers there, and people that don't like us, and so
granola eaters.
Yeah, basically, and they shop at REI and all that stuff. So, anyways, the trail that whatever that was, I'm putting air quotes in right now because I don't know what it's called, has gone away.
Oh.
And so that's why the trail opened up earlier this year, and the Highlanders were struggling to get in and clear all the downed trees from the heavy winter. And they were all points bulletin trying to get people to help them out because it came up really quick. The Forest Service says, "Hey, we can open the trail," so everybody jumped on it, got the trail open, and so I'm assuming, because this has been lifted, that the trail is going to stay open till we get some serious weather coming in. And I mean like snow and stuff. Now I may be wrong.
Right.
It may, but that's what I heard through the grapevine, that that has expired, and that's why the trail opened up earlier this year, and it looks like it's going to stay open longer. But I'm going to try my damnedest to get out there in September and run it because, like I say, one of my favorite trails, and it's very special.
Beautiful location up there at Barrett Lake.
That Barrett Lake at night, at sunset, and the morning sunrise are just, if that doesn't, make you go, whoa, then you shouldn't be in the Sierras.
Right.
Okay. You don't appreciate the Sierras.
Exactly.
It's a pretty magical moment.
It's a great place, that's for sure. So
hopefully we can get you out there, Chris.
Yeah,
that's a great trail.
It is a great trail. I right seated with you on it a few years ago, and that's actually the birthplace of Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
Birthplace of Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. Yes,
so that's 4 years ago that I was on that trail.
God, that's crazy. You got to get back out. We got to make this happen. All right.
Well, let me get through this next couple of 6 weeks.
Yeah, you got a little tournament, big tournament. I shouldn't say little tournament, big tournament going on at your course, and it's hard hosting your peers that you're trying to put on the best show, and
put on my best dress.
You don't have all the resources that a high-end country club has, so I can sympathize and empathize with you of trying to put your best foot forward, right?
Exactly. So,
but the great thing,
best, putting our best foot forward, doing our best effort, and we're gonna make it happen.
And that's all you can do. And you can rest your head on your pillow at night knowing that you put your best effort out.
I try.
And you've been pretty good. You've been like Shannon Campbell, making chicken salad out of chicken shit. So you're pretty good at that. You've worked at some tough facilities.
Oh yeah.
It's easy to work at a high-end country club where they're throwing money at you left and right.
You have 20
but then you don't have excuses for not having a top-end golf course. So there's that pressure too.
Exactly.
But it is hard when you don't have the budget or the employees, the personnel or the equipment that's running to do everything that you want to do. So
yeah, I don't want to talk about work too much, but my biggest, fanciest, newest rough mower finally is back on the line. It's been it's been down all summer. It's an $80,000 rough mower that was put on the sideline because I couldn't get parts for the rollers.
Is it Toyota?
No, I'm not.
Was it a Dodge? Was it a Dodge? It was a Dodge.
No.
Go ahead and say Dodge.
Dodge doesn't
Go ahead and say
mower.
Say it. Say it. It's a Dodge. Dodge fairway mower.
I'm not saying
It's a Dodge pickup towing the fairway mower.
It was a Ford.
Ford New Holland, yeah, they make tractors. The Dodges don't make tractors. I wonder why.
I don't know, because they concentrate on making the best truck, perhaps.
No.
Yeah. All right, on that note.
Hey, we're out.